Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna make this real quick, straight to the point. I filed a complaint with the chief of police in Medina, Chief KENWARD. I was out protesting May 31st at the Medina Police Department, and I'm on the sidewalk. Officer Friends has advised me how to protest properly, not to obstruct, traffic, don't stop people, and things like that. So he knew where I would be at the Medina Police Department. So part of the chief's complaint that protesting at the Medina Police Department is not proper, that the proper way to protest would be at City Hall. That's what the chief's response is to me protesting at the Medina Police Department on the sidewalk. So I'm there on the sidewalk protesting. Now, there comes a time when Officer Friends pulls into the Medina Police Department in his SUV marked number 122. And while he's pulling in, I'm on the sidewalk protesting, walking. I'm recording on my phones. I'm on I have an earpiece. I'm also talking on the phone. I'm multitasking. I have paperwork. And I'm talking about why I'm protesting and what I'm protesting about. And then Officer Friends pulls in an SUV, police mark 122, in an unsafe manner, to where I say, "Hey man, slow down, brother." And he pulls in, and I confront him about it because he was distractedly driving. And I said, "Hey man, didn't you see me?" And he had me wait while he completed his task that he was doing while he was driving. So then he hops out of the SUV, and I say, "Hey, you didn't see me?" And he says, "Yeah, you were standing in the middle of the driveway." Well, if that's true, why didn't you yield and come to a complete stop? Chief KENWARD suggests this officer seen me in the middle of the driveway and had to drive around me, which is not true. So I just want to highlight the Medina Police Department's position is that I was standing in the middle of the driveway of the Medina Police Department, obstructing the activities. I could be construed as obstructing the daily operations of the Medina Police Department because I'm standing in the alleyway, in the driveway, obstructing the traffic of the officer pulling in to the Medina Police Department, and that's not true. I made a complaint because this officer failed to yield the right of way while I'm on the sidewalk. Their rebuttal that I'm in the alleyway obstructing and that I could be charged with disorderly conduct is disgusting, and it needs to be exposed, and I'm going to do that right now. So when I filed my complaint to the chief about everything I just mentioned, the chief responds to my complaint that I swear to under the penalty of perjury. So here we go, and I'll get right to the meat of it. Here's Chief KENWARD's video from Medina Police Department of the situation. Here we go. Let me pull this up. This is at the Medina Police Department. Okay, so here we go. This is the Medina Police Department front camera. Here's the alleyway. That's me over there in the corner. Let's watch the video. Here we go. Now there's no audio here. Hey, who's that? Who's that walking on this? Where am I at? Okay, what did we observe here? Let me back it up. Let me back this up 10 seconds. You know what? I'll back it up even 20 seconds. I'll back it up even 30 seconds. I'll back it up even 40 seconds. Let's have a look-see at what's going on here in this video Chief KENWARD sends to me. Follow me on the sidewalk. Where I'm walking is the sidewalk. And I have papers. I'm talking on the phone. I'm recording with another camera. I'm on the sidewalk. Okay, we get the point. So, Chief KENWARD sent me that video. So what are you talking about, Chief? Chief, what are you talking about? That you're going to charge me for obstructing the alleyway. Let's get right to it. Here we go. Here's the response from Chief KENWARD. And he's threatening me now. And here's the response, and here's on number 5 up there. He obstructs vehicular or pedestrian traffic. But I'm going to dumb it down for you, Chief. Let's follow the bouncing ball. Remember the bouncing ball? However, walking on the sidewalk with a driveway. Walking on the sidewalk with a driveway falls under 1151-A. Pedestrians right of way on sidewalks. The driver of a vehicle emerging from or entering an alleyway, entering a building, private road, or driveway shall yield the right of way to any pedestrian approaching on any sidewalk extending across such alleyway, building entrance, road, or driveway. Did this officer yield right of way? Now, Officer Friends, Chief KENWARD is saying that this video he sends to me proves that Officer Friends did yield to you while I was walking north on the sidewalk. He then goes on to say Officer Friends said he was driving around you due to you stopping. It was you who failed to continue walking on the sidewalk by stopping and turning as the patrol car went by. You mean SUV, Chief. That's a SUV. And it didn't go by. It pulled into a driveway and failed to yield the right of way while I'm on the sidewalk, because I don't believe he ever even seen me. So let's get the officer's version now. And this is what my complaint is based on, that this officer's lying.
Okay, so if I'm walking, I'm approaching, do pedestrians have the right of way? Excuse me? So...
Not always. He just said not always. Now, highlight that because we're going to reference the chief's report.
If a pedestrian is walking on the sidewalk... Okay, so wait, hold on. So he was pulling in. Hold on, he pulls in. So you seen the video? No, I wasn't. No,
It's on camera. Yeah, you're right about that. It is on camera, sir. And we can do this. I can do this all day long. I'm on the sidewalk. He's pulling. What's going on here? What's going on here? How did you drive around me, and how did I block or obstruct the driveway? I'm walking. What you should have? Did you yield right of way? Look at that. I mean, it's disgusting. And I told this officer while he was passing me by, I said, "Hey, man, you need to slow down, brother."
No, I wasn't. Wait, hold on. Would you like to see my video now? Wait, do you want to see my... Hold on. Do you want to see my video now? I do want to make a complaint.
So, first of all, I'd like to highlight that this officer said, where he's saying his officer is what his officer is saying. So let me look at this. So here's where the officer's saying that I was standing right. This officer is lying.
And let's prove that now.
Now here's the video that I was making that you're seeing in the recording while I'm standing on the sidewalk. Here's my video. So yeah, you can hear me responding. Holy shit. And look, that's his brake lights didn't even come on. Look.
So yeah, you see that pavement right there? Good old.
So yeah, I'm on the sidewalk, and you know, when you start threatening me with arrest now, Chief, saying that I'm blocking and that I'm in the driveway, and you're threatening me with an arrest now, come on, Chief. Shame on you. That's disgusting. So let me just highlight. I'm gonna go right to the documents because I got to get up early tomorrow. Here's my complaint. I'm going to go protest at the Medina PD all day. This is the response from Chief KENWARD. Pause it and go over it if you'd like. And here's page 2. Look at this. If you follow my thumb, it is my understanding that you were out front of the police department protesting in regards of the recent event of George Floyd, which is your constitutional right. The events of George Floyd, Chief, come on, he was murdered by a police officer, and that's why I was there protesting in front of your department, and you don't like that, do you? And people who are on the sidewalk protesting legally and lawfully, how do you treat them? You advise me it's my constitutional right to protest about the murder of George Floyd that you just call an event. However, standing and walking around on the sidewalk in the driveway of the police department camera shows this, could be construed as you attempting to obstruct the daily operations of the police department, which you were advised by officer friends in Butts Park not to do prior to this incident. Chief, you're full of crap. You're full of crap, and now I gotta call you on it because officer friends knew that I was going to the police department. So why are you saying in your report here? Let's continue. Hold on. Let me finish this thought here. Could be construed that you were advised by friends in Butts Park not to do this prior to the incident. Body cam. And baiting my officer into unnecessary contact for your YouTube video diaries. Protesting on the sidewalk in front of City Hall, not on sidewalk and driveway, is the legal and proper way. To what? To protest? So you're saying I can't protest in front of the Medina Police Department? Protesting on the sidewalk in front of City Hall, not on sidewalk and driveway, is the legal and proper way. This whole response has so many errors in it. Are you on drugs, Chief? You need to be tested. There's a problem here. Yeah, Officer Friends did say, no, not always do pedestrians have the right of way. Body cam audio footage from Officer Friends' body cam has him saying this. So Officer Friends is saying that pedestrians do not always have the right of way. Now that totally contradicts this law you just are using to accuse me of committing disorderly conduct. He obstructs vehicular or pedestrian traffic. So a pedestrian right-of-way on the sidewalk. The driver of a vehicle emerging from or entering an alleyway, building, private road, or driveway shall yield the right-of-way to any pedestrian approaching on any sidewalk, extending across such alleyway, building, entrance, road, or driveway. Do you understand what that means, Chief? Do you have a problem with your cognition skills? Is there a problem with your understanding of pedestrians do have the right of way? In my situation, where I'm on the sidewalk protesting, Chief, now I'm going to make this, I'm not going to beat this dead horse because now I also, you're aware then I'm a person who suffers a disability. Here's my verification of my disability. I certify that the above named individual is a person with a disability, Kenneth Raymond Ortiz. There's the stamp. There's my doctor's info, dated May 23rd, 2019. Every single one of my documents is legitimate. I would never falsify a document like you're doing, Chief KENWARD. And this report here, you're falsifying this report to cover for your officer by saying that I was in the driveway and not on the sidewalk. All right? And you're saying my claims that this officer is lying is unfounded. So you're saying that Officer Friends is not lying. Okay? That's crap. Okay? So in any case, it is only when patrol car 122 heading southbound on Main Street arrives at the police department driveway that you start to walk northbound on the sidewalk. Video clearly shows that you are clear of the patrol car as it enters the driveway, but the vehicle did not yield the right of way. But you stop, walk, and turn and continue videoing the patrol car as it passes. You mean the SUV? There was no accident or need for you to jump out of the way. I have a disability, Chief. Would you drive like that with a child standing there on the sidewalk like you did me? Oh, that's right, I wasn't on the sidewalk. Your picture showing Officer Friend standing in the driveway with his hands out with lie written on it is somewhat in the area you were standing before you moved when he arrived in the patrol car. Are we really arguing about where you were standing when Officer Friends arrived? Yeah. Yeah, Officer Friends is saying I'm blocking the alleyway and you're here accusing me. This could be construed as you attempting to obstruct the daily operations of the police department. These officers knew that I was going to the police department, and this really upsets me because the chief is saying the proper way to protest is not at the police department, but rather at City Hall. So then why is Chief KENWARD's officers telling me that the proper way for me to protest is at the Medina Police Department? He says the proper way for me to protest is to go to the Medina Police Department, and that as long as I'm at the police department peacefully protesting, that so why is the chief now saying that I should be protesting the proper way at City Hall? I don't get that. Here we go, right here. Here's the... Yes, I'm making this video just to highlight talking about. The topic's not about wearing your seatbelt. It's about qualified immunity.
Just say that right now.
Right. Best. Legally, and he's telling me here how to do that, to protest legally.
Medina Police Department and stand there and just without harassing the public, or how would they do a protest?
I can read the exact law to you. I looked it up, but as long as it's peaceful doesn't impede the flow of anything, I think it's fine.
What about process? Private PD?
As long as there's no, foul language, no violence, no obstructing traffic or pedestrians or anything.
So right now I could go down to the Medina Police Department and stand there.
So this officer is
No.
He's or what, to protest. So I go down.
He was standing.
And as the chief is suggesting here, that it's not proper to protest at the police department, but to protest protesting on the sidewalk in front of City Hall, not on sidewalk and driveway, is the legal and proper way. Well, your officer just knew I was going to the Medina Police Department, and he's here telling me the proper way. And now when he's pulling in here to this driveway while I'm on the sidewalk protesting, it was an unsafe maneuver, and I made a comment about it. And now this officer is accusing me of being in the driveway, Chief, and now you're accusing me of obstructing the driveway and threatening me with arrest. Okay? Standing blocking vehicle traffic could warrant a disorderly conduct charge. Okay? Okay, but let's read. Let's follow. Let's dumb it down. However, walking on the sidewalk with a driveway falls under 1151A, pedestrians' right-of-way on sidewalks. The driver of a vehicle emerging from or entering an alleyway, building, private road, or driveway shall yield the right-of-way to any pedestrian approaching on any sidewalk, extending across such alleyway, building, entrance, road, or driveway. Officer Frentz yielded to you walking north on the sidewalk before he entered the remaining driveway of the police department. Officer Frentz said he was driving around you due to you stopping. Chief, right there, let me stop right there because do you have cognition problems? If Officer Frentz yielded right of way to me while I'm walking, which you admit here, then he should have come to a complete stop until I cleared. Why would he drive around me? Why would he drive around me as you suggest here? And how can I be blocking the alleyway if he has to drive around me while you're here admitting that I'm on the sidewalk? On the sidewalk. 1 minute I'm on the alleyway obstructing, and then the next minute I'm on the sidewalk. So before I close, I'm going to close with the video. I'm going to close with this because it's upsetting and it's ridiculous. Because I made a complaint about this unsafe maneuver, and now the chief is covering. Falsely reporting an incident as a crime. So by Chief KENWARD finding my complaint to be unfounded, that's like him accusing me of lying. So here I am, here we go. I'm on the sidewalk, videoing, talking. Am I in the alleyway? Am I in the alleyway? Am I obstructing? Did he yield right of way? No. And the chief is now falsifying this report to cover for this officer who's lying. Who said I was standing in the middle of the alleyway. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I'm calling you on it, Chief. I'm going to get some rest now. I'll be up bright and early so I can be down there in front of the police station tomorrow, June 18th, protesting all day long. So you come with that disorderly conduct charge, Chief. You come on with it. I cannot wait for a jury of my peers to see this. Shame on you, Chief. Shame on you. And Mayor, I'm calling you on it. You got to terminate Chief KENWARD. Now I'm putting you on notice that I will file a civil complaint now. And I want to appeal this complaint that I filed that Chief KENWARD responded to, and his response is that my complaint is unfounded. Okay? And I swear to my complaint under the penalty of perjury. So if I was lying, Chief, that would be falsely reporting an incident in perjury, Class A misdemeanors, times 2. Times 2, Chief. So, Mr. Cardone, something has to be done about this. Legislatures, everybody, something has to be done about this. It's crap. If you want to see the report, go on Tristan Garcia Facebook. This is crap. It's crap. It's a liability. The taxpayers are open to a lawsuit now. Because this officer lied. And now I'm being threatened with an arrest of disorderly conduct for Chief KENWARD accusing me of obstructing. Okay? He obstructs vehicular or pedestrian traffic. So is there going to be a charge? standing blocking vehicle traffic could warrant a disorderly conduct charge. And he even cites it, and he's serious. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, Chief. Have a good night. Everybody, if you feel some kind of way and you want to help me in this effort to expose this conduct. See, I didn't want to go down there to pick up the complaint form because this chief will arrest you for standing on the sidewalk for disorderly conduct. He's done it to me before and then charged me for making a terroristic threat. And it's going to be addressed. I'm filing a complaint with the DOJ, with everybody. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Please leave a comment or a thumbs up and stand with me against this. I mean, these are the officers who are writing traffic tickets, who are charging us with crimes. They don't even know their own mission statement or how to build bridges with people in the community, like the mission statement highlights, to strive for a better community. That's their own mission statement, and they don't know it. There's a problem here, people, with the Medina PD. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye for now.